Hey, what's going on, heroes? Welcome back to the vlog. So I'm pretty sure you guys read the title of this video, so let me just go ahead and address that. Yes, my dad did die yesterday. And honestly, I really couldn't care less. Now, I understand how that sounds, but let me go ahead and explain. Yes, technically he is my dad, but there's a massive asterisk there because I haven't known this dude since I was 2 years old. Basically, right after my sister was born, he dipped out on us, so I have no memory, no connection at all with him. So that's why when they told me that he died yesterday, I couldn't care less. To me, he's a complete stranger. Now, let me add some details to that. A few years ago, let's just say about a decade ago, my sister, she was feeling some type of way and she wanted to, reach out and find him. And the last known address that he had was at this hospital that he was working at, so she went to go look for him. Eventually, she was able to run into him and they had a conversation. She found closure. He introduced her to his other family, which, I'll come back to that. And she was able to communicate with them and get some kind of bond with them. And they kept asking me like, hey, you know what, we found your dad, do you want to meet him? And I kept, why do I want to meet this guy? I have nothing to say to him. When I was a kid, sure, I would have wanted to speak with them and find out some things, like, hey, can you teach me A, B, and C? This is a bunch of stuff that I had to learn on my own, running around the streets or watching TV, specifically Tim Allen in Home Improvement. I learned a lot of things about being a man from that show. And fathers around the area that I grew up with, I learned a lot of lessons, good and bad lessons from those people, what to do, what not to do, things like that. But anyways, I'm kind of sidetracking. So she was able to find them and they kept asking me, you don't want to meet him? I said, no, I don't want to meet him. For what? There's no anger, there's no nothing there. It's just nothing. To me, he's a complete stranger. Why would I want to meet him? So let me rewind to what I had said earlier. So when he was with my mom, apparently he had a whole other family that we didn't know about, or that my mom didn't know about. So after he had my sister, he dipped out to go be with his real family and completely abandoned us, which put us in a very terrible situation. And going back to what I just said, we were fatherless, and as a child you obviously search for your dad, like, hey, other people have dads, like what's going on with mine? He's not dead or anything, he's not in jail, so like what's going on? And as a kid, I would have definitely liked to have a dad here and there and learn some lessons from, but we just didn't have that. So as time went on, that longing for a father just turned into resentment. And then somewhere in like my teen years, I said, why in the hell am I mad about something I had no control over? So I kind of just, washed it away, didn't care about it ever again. And then suddenly, like when my sister found him, that's when everything came up and they were like, you should meet him. He looks just like you. He's just like an older version of you, skinny version of you, back when you were a teen. And yeah, it never even crossed my mind to want to. And then Vivian ended up, I don't know if she ended up meeting him or she ended up seeing a picture and she was like, yeah, you should definitely meet him. I think a conversation with him would be interesting. I think that just seeing a picture of him might actually even help you. And I don't know why. Like, why do people keep insisting that I want to see this guy? I have no anger, no nothing for him. He's a stranger. So yesterday when they told me that he had died, I was just like, okay, why are you telling me this? Like, it makes no difference. So the reason that I named this title that the death of a stranger named Dad is because even if I would have seen him on the street, even now, like let's just say that I saw him when my sister met him a decade ago, like what can he offer me? Like, I'm already a grown man. What can he teach me? What can he tell me that would make me care? I don't care. Like when I was a kid, sure, I would have cared. I would have wanted some lessons. I would have wanted to take me to the park and teach me some things about life and being a man. But I'm already a man. Like, you can't show me anything. All you're gonna do is trying to find some closure within yourself for abandoning us, and I couldn't care less. And every time I think about that, I think about 50 Cent, where he's talking about his son, and he's also talking about his dad that dipped out on them. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this information? Why do I care? I don't. So it's just kind of like a weird feeling because everybody keeps trying to force me to care, and now finding out that he's dead, they expect me to have some kind of reaction like, oh man, I wish I would have met him. But no, I couldn't care less. But with all that said, he did teach me a really, really, really valuable lesson, despite the fact that he had dipped out on us when I was 2. He teach me one very valuable lesson: never to do what he did to us. Because growing up, feeling abandoned and feeling, you know, like you weren't enough, as a kid, and knowing that your dad is out there somewhere with a whole nother family and living it up, makes you feel some type of way. So he did teach me that, never to do what he did when I had kids. So that's why you see me fully engaged with my kids all the time, because I don't ever want them to feel how I felt when I was their age. So I make it my priority to completely invest my time and effort and love with them, so that they won't ever feel like they're neglected or not loved or wanted, because that is a terrible feeling growing up. And that's just been like one of those things that I had to promise myself when I was a kid, that when I grow up and when I have my own kids, I would never let my kids feel that way, because that's a terrible feeling. But yeah, to go back to the very beginning, technically, yes, he is my dad, or was my dad, but he was never a dad, let alone a father, in my life. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to address that, because I know that some family members watch the vlogs and they've been, you know, asking like, how do you feel? You know, do you want to go to the funeral and possibly even meet your sisters and your brother? Because I think on that side there's something like 5 or 6 sisters, whereas in my in-home family there's 5 boys and just 1 sister. But on that side, apparently it's like 5 sisters and 1 brother. And they, you know, at the beginning they would ask, hey, you know, we know that there's a brother out there, do you want to we would like to meet him. And they would ask me, I'm like, no, why would I want to meet them? These are strangers. I couldn't care less about them. I already have a family, you know, y'all are my family. My 4 brothers and my sister, y'all are my family. I don't need outside people trying to come and be a part of my life that I have no connection with. But yeah, that's the main reason why I decided to make this video, is because I know that they will watch it, and I'm tired of having the same conversation individually, saying why I don't want, or why I never wanted to meet them beyond the point, especially as an adult. Like I said, about a decade ago when she found them, and they kept pressuring me. And I know that Vivian is probably going to watch this, because she's going to see the title, and she will find out that he actually died. This, because I haven't told her, and I have no plans to directly tell her. It's not until she sees this video that she's going to find out. So hopefully this answers all her questions, and puts everything at rest, because I'm tired of having this conversation. But yeah, I just found out, and I thought I would talk about it so that the people in my life would stop bugging me about it. And no, I have no intention or plan or desire to go see him at his funeral and interact with people I don't know. I barely even want to interact with the people I do know. Anyways, with that said, thank you for watching. Make sure to like button, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a regular vlog. Peace.